Awfully fitting that an Irishman is doing the Irish Pride Industries. This place has quite the story behind it, as someone was trying to tame mirelurks, a pretty nice endeavour, although it didn't work out too well for old Rory here. Let's head in and visit him. The only requirement that you will need for this location is a single bobby pin. Well, maybe more if you can somehow break a novice lock. Good news is there's a bobby pin box just in case you have ran out in the office over here, so be sure to pick that up. To get into the next portion, we'll have to just unlock this door here. In here, you'll find not only a skill book, but one of the largest amounts of cement in the game. So if you're struggling for it, be sure to visit Irish Pride Industries. Into the locker room here, you'll be greeted by some mirelurk hatchlings, which will give you a bit of an idea as to what you're about to encounter. You can either go the southern door or this one. Both brings you out into the main area here with a massive tugboat in, presumably for some repairs. A hunter guards the entrance to a large mirelurk nest that we'll be visiting in a moment. Plenty of bags of cement, as I said, scattered about here. There is about a dozen if you include the ones on the shelf over there. So let's head straight onto the boat here. The first thing you want to pick up is taboo tattoos here. Unfortunately, it does not get you the Dovahkiin one at the bottom right corner, which is a real shame it was cut. Such a cool Skyrim reference. Now, let's go have a little listen to Rorys Terminal. Don't worry, he's still in the building. We'll find him in a minute. Okay, peace and joy. It's amazing how far the colony has come since the first orphan hatchlings. I was so worried the mirelurks wouldn't survive, but they've done the opposite. They've thrived. I like to think it's because of my positive energy and love. They're always so hungry, my little murkies. I have to remember to throw their food away from myself. They almost pinched me again the other day. They don't know what they're doing, the poor things. I've decided to keep a trunk of valuables in the mirelurk nest under the ship for safekeeping, but I have to be more careful. Some bad people snuck in the other day, despite my warnings, and my murkies did something dreadful. I'm glad none of my pets got hurt, but it was frightening to see them killed so casually. Must work more on their training. Now, if we turn it off, because we love listening to Rory, but he has he's very loud when he's going through that. Now, there's a few other little things, but first things first, let's just hop straight down. You will have to go close quarters with a large number of mirelurks. Now, they can be quite dangerous to deal with, and occasionally you'll find razor claws, kill claws, and there's probably a legendary one. Yep, there's normally one at the back here near the steamer trunk. And even additional ones will arrive. Brilliant. So we can find Rory Rigwell here. Good idea, Rory. It just obviously didn't work out too well. They're not exactly the most tameable of creatures, it would seem. The steamer trunk is full of decent weapons for you to pick up. It's always worthwhile visiting Irish Pride. Now, there's a couple of Easter eggs and fun things dotted about here. So now that we've got the main items out of the way, let's go have a little look. The key, by the way, will get the master lock door out the back here. Okay, so if we go through all of these little sheds here, you can find first aid and lots of ammunition. Oh, don't forget, of course, the bags of cement up here. Climbing up to the pipework, we can jump on top, and Bethesda always loved to hide skeletons out of reach places like this. Duffel bag and a cap stash. Now, if we head right on over the entrance we would have come out, we can find another little collection. In here, there's actually a workbench for your armor, as well as some dirty water inside this crate here. So just drag it along and get some ammunition and other things. Let's head up to the other pipe here, where we can find someone set up a camp here at some point. Lots of vodka, so they definitely were enjoying themselves. Now let's hop back onto the ship and across here, as we'll find another cool wee stash, and more importantly, a skeleton who was playing checkers with a teddy bear, who they were using upside down bottle caps as a way to differentiate. That's really cool. I love that Easter egg. It's neat. It's always good to see things like that. Let's exit out the back. The cement may require 2 trips, so always bear that in mind. Now that you've exited out, it talked about some people trying to raid the place and dine. Of course, there is some raiders out the front here, which obviously indicates that they indeed were the ones that thought this was a good idea. Of course, when you go into a mirelurk nest, I would say they're probably one of the nastier things to find in the Commonwealth. The outside is surrounded by blood bugs, and there are some sheds. This main one has a little power armor workbench, if that's what you're looking, as well as plenty of paint pots. The other one is just full of random items, and sometimes a rather nasty blood bug. So, again, avoid them if they are not the enemies that you want to face. Heading over to the map here, we are, of course, right beside the energy turbine and the bad TFL regional office, which I'll be going over to next. Thank you so much for watching. See you over there.